Effective communication is achieved when you create a result by sharing information. Results are things like a boss adopting an idea, a colleague accepting your direction on a roadmap, or a general behavioral change inside an organization. Effective communication is an invisible method. You can't see it, but its goal is to influence. Other methods have the same goal, which is to influence people and change behavior. Organizationally, these characteristics are things like authority, which demands control and holds power over people, and fear, which causes anxiety and psychological problems for the workforce. Effective communication, however, its aim is to change behavior, and we think that it is the best way to persuade others while remaining authentic to yourself and building trust and strong relationships. We found 3 areas that break down communication and cause distrust. To show you, we're going to use a communication theory that was created in the 1940s by a mathematician named Claude Shannon. We've updated this theory to make it more relevant and modern. Before we even start to communicate, we have an idea, a project, or something that we have in our mind that needs to be communicated. And once you have this idea, you usually create an email, put a presentation together, or have a conversation with somebody face to face about this idea. Once the message is created, we make sure that the person who it's intended for receives it. They hear it, they read it, they listen to it. They don't have any questions whatsoever, and they think it is so clear and concise that they immediately take action on it. Now, this is the theory. We all know in the business world, this is not always how things work. Actually, a million things could happen between the idea and the person acting on the idea. But we're going to look at 3 pitfalls that are possible in this theory that we solve with effective communication training. The first problem is that we don't focus on the fundamentals of communication, the basic building blocks that make a sound message. We don't focus on these. Sometimes we completely skip them and just go on to talking or building a presentation, and we actually don't sit and think and create a message. Have you ever been in a meeting where you weren't sure what the point of it was? You were there and nobody told you why you were having the meeting. Nobody told you why you were invited. And everybody was talking in this jargony vernacular that you could not understand. I have been in that situation, and when I am, I feel really uneasy. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to speak up or stay quiet. I don't know what the purpose is, and I just feel uncomfortable. The person who scheduled that meeting did not focus on the fundamental, basic building blocks of an effective message. And because of that, they made me feel that way. And if I skip the basic fundamental building blocks that make up a good message, I'm going to make others feel that way. Our effective communication training solves this because we give you a messaging framework, certain steps that you can go through so you can make a clear, concise message. There's this term in psychology called processing fluency, and basically all it is saying is your message understandable? Is it clear? Do people understand it immediately? If they don't, then your communication, your presentation, your email is going to be looked at with skepticism. There's a direct link between how fluent a message is and how much that message is trusted. If your message is not fluent, then the skepticism goes up. Research states that messages that are low in fluency are looked at with distrust, skepticism, and not based on logic. And we don't want that. We want messages that are understood immediately, and we want to have as much trust as we possibly can. With our messaging framework, you're going to learn how to create a message, but you're also going to be able to create one that everybody understands and has high fluency. And the final hurdle is the environment that your messages are going into. Is it friendly? Do people know that it's coming? Have you done the necessary legwork to ensure that the message is going to be received in an open environment? When I sit down and talk to some of my clients who do work in corporate America, whenever we get down just to the very bottom of the issue, we realize that a lot of times, anytime there's an announcement, anytime there's a piece of paper, anytime anything crosses one of my clients' desks, they immediately think, how does this affect me? What does this mean for me? What does this mean for my organization? What does this mean that I need to do? If messages are done in a certain way, then there's going to be an element of surprise to them. And whenever we're surprised, we immediately have fear. And our message is not going to land as well as we want it to. Our solution is to allow you to make a message where when you deliver it, it's in an open environment that is more accepting of whatever your topic is and whatever you want people to do. We help you focus on the basic elements that make a sound message, and we make sure that everybody, whenever you say it or deliver it in whatever medium, everybody can understand it immediately. Our effective communication training teaches you a simple framework so you can create a plan to influence the people you need to change from, and it's repeatable. You can do it again and again, and with practice, you can do it so much that you don't even need to hire a consultant to help you with strategy, with messaging, and communication.